Last week on page 92, we were discussing a hymn by Bhagat. Its like two lines were, जे को मुंह उपदेश करत है ता वन तृण रतड़ा नारायणा। ऐ जी तू आपे सब कुछ जानदा बदत त्रिलोचन रामैया। If you are in touch with and you are listening to the advice about one Trin Ratara Narayana, the one who is all pervasive. One literally means a huge forest, and a Trin literally means a small leaf. One Trin Ratara Narayana. That Narayan, if that's the one you are listening to, if that's what you are being educated about, then you are on the right way. As he too ape sab kuch jaanda. But it is His grace that makes the revolution in life. Basically, while the human is making effort, should not go on the path of ego, then Guruvani reminds us at every step of the way. Now the one who walked down that path and got somewhere, his name was Bhagat Kabir, and next hymn is by him. And it is basically saying that listening to the above line, Je ko mu upadesh karat hai ta van trin ratara narayana. Listening to that, following on that path, I got to a stage of existence, which is, the hymn starts, Acharj ek suno re Pandeya, ab kich kehn na jaye. Acharj is something meaning unique, very surprising, something that strange thing has happened. It says, Acharj ek suno. I am going to tell you something that's very, very strange and unique. Re Pandeya. Now, Pandeya here does not necessarily mean a Pandit. Though literally translated, that's what it says. But ab kich kehna na jaye. I'm going to try to put it in words, but it is not possible to put it in words. Ab kich kehna na jaye. It is not possible to accurately describe what has happened. Acharj ek suno re Pandeya, ab kich kehn na jaye. So I was pointing out that the Pandeya word is for the one who are philosophers, educated people, who theorize about things, but not in practice. Pandit word actually is used for those who only indulge in discussions, arguments, analysis. But if you ask them, have you done it yourself? The answer will be flat no. No, we have read it. No, we have heard it. We have understood it. Fine. But have you done it? then the word will not be Pandeya. Those who have done it, they are Jan, they are Sadhu, they are doing sadhana, they are Bhagat, but they are not Pandit. They are not the intellectual kind. They are not on the Jnana Marg, they are on the Bhakti Marg, they are on a Prema Bhakti Marg. The intellectual can just gather the information, knowledge, lots of knowledge. But a Bhagat gathers a lot of experience, lot of awareness, not just the information. If you go this way, you will reach. Oh, now I can follow the path. Okay, fine. Did you ever walk on the path for 2 steps? The answer is no. That's why it is highlighted here. Acharj ek suno re Pandeya, ab kich kehn na jai. Not possible to put it in words, but I am going to try to give you a hint. What is the hint? Surnar gan gandharv jin mohe trebhavan mekhali lai. That one who controls Sur, gods and goddesses, Nar, human being, Gan, those who are the singers in the court of Indra, Gandharva, those who are special servants to Shiva. You have read these things, you have heard these things, but I am talking about the one who controls all of them, who has all of them under such a control. Surnar gan gandharv jin mohetre bhavan mekhali lai. Mekhali literally means talagi. Talagi bandhani. He has them in knots. He has them in control, full control. And it is His grace. What is His grace doing? Raja Ram, anhad tingri baja. I am now listening to the celestial music. Anhad, soundless sound. The sound that we hear is always produced with the help of two. That sound, one striking the other. The bow running over the wire, that's one over the other. Hammer on the drum. All these sounds require at least two. Whereas all the sounds that are coming from Him are without the effect of the second. It's self-generated. That is called soundless sound. Anhad. That's what Zen Master says. Clapping of a single hand. Go listen to the clapping of a single hand. Well, how can I do that? I keep shaking my hand in the air. I don't hear anything. He said, no, but yes, you can hear the clapping of a single hand. Go sit down there and meditate on it. How would you hear the clapping of a single hand? That's what he's pointing out to. Anhadanad. Go sit there till you can hear the soundless sound. Don't come back to me till you have heard that. When you will hear it, when the mind has become completely empty. When there is no other sound, when there is no other thought, when there is no other disturbance inside the human existence, That's when you hear the soundless sound. He says, Anhad Kindri Vaja. So in my inside, Kindri literally means that Iktara. Have you heard the Iktara? Right? Very simple instrument. Just two ends and just a single wire. It's also called a tumba. And it can be either played the bow and a wire, or it can play with just plucking. Both ways it creates the sound. That's literally Kingri. He's saying that Kingri is not the one that you are familiar with. It is Anhad Kingri. Sound like sound. Anhad Kingri vaje, jaki dest naad level aage. And it is the grace of that sound that I am in complete blissful state. Lev lag gayi hai. I am in samadhi. Samadhi state because of that sound, which is only heard when you are completely empty. We don't understand the concept of empty because we have never been empty. What do you mean by empty? I'm not thinking anything, I'm just saying. No, you are thinking. No, I'm not thinking. You are thinking that you are not thinking. You are not without thought. This itself is going through your mind. I'm not thinking, I'm not thinking, I'm not thinking. That is your thinking. Not doing something is also doing. What are you doing? Nothing. Okay, so you decided not to do anything. Okay, fine. That's also a decision. Well, when he helps, then we'll do something. Okay, that's a decision. You're going to sit idle till some miracle happens. You have decided. You have chosen. You cannot say, no, well, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you did nothing. That was something that you did. Watch the words very carefully. The play of language can lead you into circular thinking. It's almost trying to get up by holding your own shoes. Somebody wake me up. Somebody would pick me up. I can't get up. And it's about this. Leave your shoestring. Now if I leave that, I'm going to fall down. But please help me get up. Now how can you help someone who's holding onto the shoestring and say, I need to get up, but I cannot get up. I won't get up the way you are telling me to get up. Can you tell another way? And he says, well, there is no other way. That's the paradoxes of the spirituality. Once we get out of that type of a bondage, he says what happens? Jaki dis naad live log. Then you are into a complete samadhi. The kind of samadhi. Isn't that amazing that we were talking about whiskey today? How the whiskey is made is going to be shown to you. Spiritual whiskey. Isn't mind-boggling? I didn't use the topic. Bhati, Gagan, Singya or Chungya. Bhati, Pati, the furnace. Those of you have ever visited the Punjab or lived in Punjab, in the villages, they know that they all have a small distillery in their backyard. अपनी पट्टी लाई हुई है, आप ही शराब कढ़नी है, आप ही पीनी क्योंकि पता ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰੋਂ ਲਿਆਂਦੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੈ. It says भाठी गगन सिंधिया और चुंगिया कनक कलश एक पाया. ये सारा शराब बनाने का तरीका है. सिंधिया और चुंगिया, two pipes. From one pipe, the pure distilled substance comes around, and the other pipe drains out the excess water. Okay. Bhatti, the furnace is being burned. Your formula is sitting on the top, and it's being heated indirectly. When it becomes the vapor rises up and then it's cooled down because there is a cold water also sitting on the side. As it goes in there, cold water cools it down and it automatically divides in two because the water part is lighter and the alcohol part is heavier. Heavier drop falls on one side and the lighter drop falls on another side automatically. And then you have two parts underneath to collect the distilled substance on one side and the pure water on the other side. And it says, Bhati Gagan Singya or Chungya Kanak Kalas Ikpaya. Kanak means gold, Kalas means the pot. This body is my furnace. Hira, Pingala, these two breathing instruments are my Singya or Chungya. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. And then underneath the heart, that's the part to collect. Collect what? When you meditate and the pure drop falls from you and you collect it under and it affects the entire body. That's how you go into samadhi. So he's comparing that process that I am distilling my thoughts with the help of the breathing. I'm purifying my body and mind system. And the drops that are falling are pure Amrit. भाटी डगर सिंगिया चुंगिया कनक कलश एक पाया, किसमें धार चुए अत निर्मल रस में रसन चुआया. रस में रसन. The extract of all the extracts. Rasanda viras. See how deep is it going? It's you take a fruit and you squeeze it and you get the juice. Then you take that juice and process it and get another type of juice out of it. Get another essence. Ras mein rasan chuaya. Not a simple distillation. So what happens? First I do the meditation and I quiet my mind down. Okay, that's one process. Now I take that quiet mind and make it look at my all inner calm, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar. That concentrated energy Just like if you will take a prism and pass the rays of the sun through the prism and then focus it on a single dot, it will generate so much heat that it can light a fire. So if my energy has become that concentrated, my mind is not scattered like rays of sun, but it's concentrated. Now what can it do? Now it can literally look at my anger. It can look at my greed. It can look at my desires. It can look at my ego very, very focused way. It cannot deceive me anymore because the mind is now that concentrated. It cannot skip from me. Today, it's a very common trend. The wife will say, why are you getting angry for nothing? I'm not angry. You see, even pointed out, the anger is invisible. Even when the other is saying, you're getting angry for nothing, you say, I'm not angry. Well, there I'm angry. I'm just trying to make a point. Yeah, you can make a point in a little bit cooler mind with a little bit of humility, but your arrogance is shining all over the place. No, it's not. Okay. Then maybe I'm mistaken. You are not angry. I am going nuts. What is that? The mind is scattered. The energy is scattered. If the mind was quiet, as soon as somebody said, you are getting angry, you would have seen the anger rising from and say, yeah, you're right. The anger is rising. Yeah, I can see it. When will you be able to say that? When that mind is focused like the rays of sun passing through a prism. Till that you cannot see it. You cannot watch your greed. You cannot watch your desires. This is not a desire, this is a need. No, it's not a need, it is a desire. You cannot see the distinction. And he says, भाटी गगन सिंगियार चुंगिया कनक कलसिक पाया किसमें धार चुए अत निर्मल. He says, now it has become the essence of the essence. And now I can see it with my purity, without any mixing in it, without any impurity in it. I can see it now. And what do I see it? Rasamaya Rasam Chuvaya. It is so fine now that there is no ambiguity left of any kind. And with that, what happens? एक जो बात अनूप बनी है पवन प्याला साजे. साढ़े प्याले की होंगे गिलास च पाके पीने भगत का गिलास केड़ा वो किस तरह पी रहा है. ये जो रस का रसन है वो किस तरह पी रहा है. इसे एक जो बात अनूप बनी है. The amazing thing is to really enjoy this maikhana, really enjoy this wine. I don't need a glass. की बन गया कहते पवन प्याला सा कहते हर साह दे नाल ही अंदर जा रहा है. As if I don't need the glass anymore. The breathing itself is doing it. With every breath, that pure ambrosial nectar is slowly descending. Look at how a complex emotion it is and how simplistically he has simplified the entire distilling process कि भक्तां दी शराब है होंदी है. Actually, there is a group of yogamat who test their disciples by making them drunk, and then they see if they really are drunk or can they stay free of their body. You know, because after alcohol affects the tissue, the body. Various muscle organs are losing their alertness. But the bhakti has nothing to do with the muscle. It has to do with the thought. It has to do with the mind. So there is certain set of these people who test, anybody who says I am there and say, okay, fine, come here. We're going to put you to test, and they'll make him drunk. And then we'll ask him questions of the metaphysical level. If he's gone asleep, along with the body, he's a pretender. Very difficult to pass that test. I tried twice, failed both times. But that still is tissue. This has nothing to do with the brain. This is free of the body. Meditation frees you up from the bondage of the muscle. Clash between the people who says a meditator should not drink. They have no clue. What are they talking about? This cannot be a saint. Why I saw him drink? Baba Ramdas, in the early 60s when he just had done his medicine, and the LSD was the drug of the choice in those days. He had few vials of LSD with him when he went to Tibet. And he explained some of his trips to this yogi that he had experienced under the influence of LSD. And the yogi says, you have the LSD with you? So yeah. Give it. Ordinarily, 3 is a limit for the most experienced user of LSD. 3 vials. Yogi had taken 9 and he was walking around, talking around, 24 hours laughing, joking, making fun of Baba Ramdas. And he couldn't figure it out. And he said, if you have 9 more, give it to me. Because what you don't know is the difference between the effect on the mind and the effect on the muscle. Because your muscle and mind are together right now. They are not separate. Till they become separate, you cannot understand that the relationship between the intoxicants has nothing to do with a meditator. Here, in our country, that's a blasphemy. I saw so-and-so sadhu sitting in a bar. I am done with him. And he no clue. He is automatically disqualified. I saw somebody eating the meat. He is automatically disqualified. Not realizing that eating has everything to do with the body. For a non-meditated, body and mind are together. As the body goes, the mind also goes. For a meditator, body is always separate. We don't understand that difference, hence we argue. Khana chahiye, nahi khana chahiye. Peeni chahiye, nahi peeni chahiye. So much so that we have created societies, groups. राधा स्वामियों को सबसे ज्यादा यही शिकवा है. Why didn't Guru say, don't drink, don't eat meat? They should have written it down black and white. we are going to tell our disciples. Radha Swami do the same thing, Namdhari do the same thing. Muslims banned the use of music in religion, 100%. You cannot take an instrument in a mosque. You cannot sing with an instrument in a mosque. You can only sing with an instrument on a morgue. Guru Nanak said, what's the matter with you guys? Muhammad banned it because the music started getting abused. It became the entertainment for the rich and wealthy. Music can be used to elevate the consciousness. It is a tool. It's an instrument to help the consciousness rise above a certain level. Just because you don't know the proper use of the tool does not mean the tool is bad. He brought the music back into the religion. Till Guru Nanak, religion did not allow, and Muslims ruled the country. They were absolutely against any music in a religious place. And the people were following the rule. Simply not understanding can lead to lots and lots of mistakes. Here is a Bhagat. He is talking of how to make a wine, what are the things that you need to make a wine. But what kind of wine? He says, I have the wine which takes the soul and puts it into a blissful place. You have a wine which takes a body and puts it into the negative state. Choose one. एक जो बात अनूप बनी है पवन प्याला साजिया, that should be with every breath, not के जो 6 बज गए ले आओ गिलास ले आओ तो पी लिए. You should be drinking this day and night with every breath. That wine should be of that nature, where every breath takes you into the ecstatic state. तीन भवन में एको जोगी कहो कवन है राजा. He says, I am in touch with that. तीन भवन में एको जोगी. What are the तीन भवन? The ground level, Akash level, Patal level. Below the earth, above the earth, and the earth. तीन भवन. Meaning thereby, since he is the controller and maker of all, then can anybody dare tell that I am better than the other? Why is this distinction on this planet? तीन भवन में एको जोगी कहो कवन है राजा. Tell me who's the best and why. You report to him, I report to him. What makes you better? You have your job to do here, I have my job to do here. You are a woman, you will give birth to the offspring and you will raise the offspring. I am a man, I will provide for the offspring. What's the difference? Why you are better, I am not. Why I am better, you are not. It is the result of ignorance. It is the result of arrogance. It is the result of not really being completely aware. ऐसे ज्ञान प्रगटया परकोथम कहो कबीर रंग राता. Because of that, His grace, this all illusionary mindset that I had around me, it has been shattered. ऐसे ज्ञान प्रगटयो परखोतम. उत्तम पुरुष का ज्ञान मेरे अंदर पैदा हो गया है. And उस दिन नाल की होया? When that awareness has come in, That's why Guru Nanak said, Nanak how mein jai bujhai, ta how mein kahe na koi. If you understand that it is His will, you cannot go against the rules of the game that has been prepared for you. Then would you say that I am doing it? Would you have the courage even? That will be a height of stupidity if you say, I am doing it. I am the doer. How? Main kahe na koi. You are saying I am only because you have not accepted Hukum Raza Chalana. If the Hukum Raza was there, you would not be able to say this. Not possible. Either that is true or this is true. Both cannot be true. तीन भवन में एक हो जोगी कहो कवन है राजा ऐसे ज्ञान प्रगट्या पर कोसम कहो कबीर रंग राता. That total awareness, that illusion is shattered, and now rang rata. I am completely drenched with his prasad. और दुनि सब भरम भुलानी मन राम रसायन माता. The whole world is in a certain illusion. My illusions have been broken. I am awake. I see the life designed as He meant it, as He made it. I understand the secrets now. I have no illusion left. For us, everything is duality. We are constantly hammered by, well, if this is that way, then how is that way? Never occurred to it. It is this way because it has to be that way. It is this way because it has to be that way. It is His design. No, we don't like the design. How can a God be merciful if there are so many people hurting and so many people dying and so many people crying and so many people blah, 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 blah. As if we are smarter and wiser than the one who wrote that story, that is, who created that story. We want to be always higher than Him, better than Him. So, this is Bhagat Kabir on page 92. This finishes this Bhagat Kabir Zubani in Shree Rag. The next hymn is a very long one, so I wouldn't want to start and then break it. That's by Bhagat Beni ji. So we will end the discussion of Gurbani here and take up any questions if anybody has them.